It's hot as fuck, man. AC this week. So, I'm sitting up here in my bedroom because I like pain and it's really hot. But I'm watching a show that debuted in 1978. So, you know, I'm just a little kid when that was new. And I remember when that was new. It was a show that really was crossing a lot of barriers, mainly racial, you know, between white people and black people and rich people and poor people. You know, that was one of the things I noticed when I was a kid. Well, I noticed more as an adult when I look back on what I watched as a kid. But so many shows in the 70s and early 80s really focused on barriers, you know, and things that, you know, needed to be addressed. And I think, you know, in a lot of ways how I grew up not to be racist, or how I, you know, love cars or having fun or all this other stuff. And, you know, as I'm sitting here in my 50s watching a show that was new when I was like 8 or 9 years old, it reminds me that in a little way, that show played a part in my development as a child. And we don't have anything like that anymore, not even close. And, you know, obviously you can't reinvent the wheel, but it just reinforces to me that we were, you know, truly trying to break down stereotypes, and we were trying to instill in children, you know, a level of thinking and behavior that would be acceptable not only as a child, but as you turned into an adult, you know, to resolve your conflicts peacefully, and, you know, talk through things without being violent like we're seeing now. You got to think, these are shows that are coming off the heels in a time where we had so much civil unrest in this country, you know, and violence and political assassinations and war and all that. So, I mean, I think the timing of it was most apropos in a lot of ways. And I think it was trying to, you know, Hollywood was being responsible and trying to help get this country back on track from the pain of the 60s and early 70s. You know, we weren't a very happy country back then, and economically we weren't doing all that great either. You know, a lot of us weren't. And when I watch this show, it really brings home some memories, you know. And, you know, it's basically the precipice of the show is a wealthy white man who has a lot of love in his heart, who's not a pervert or anything like that. He lost his wife, so he's what you call a widower. And he has a 14-year-old daughter named Kimberly, and she doesn't seem too spoiled by the, you know, the things that she has in life. But apparently she's away at a boarding school, and he adopts these two young black children who are 9 and 13, because his former housekeeper, who passed away, was these children's mother. And that housekeeper apparently meant a lot to Mr. Drummond, who's the rich man, who's the widower. And he goes out of his way to adopt these children because he wanted to make sure that these children, who were his late housekeeper's children, had a chance at life. Not just, you know, poverty. Not a bad precipice for a TV show, huh? So, with no further ado, here's how the theme song went. Listen for the words.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the genes, but they got different strokes it takes, different strokes it takes, different strokes to move the world. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine. It don't matter strokes to move the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to move the world.
Happy Sunday, people.